Alright, welcome to another video, and in this video we'll continue from where we stopped. And yes, it's possible that by the time you're watching this, it's maybe not the same day, right, or not the same time. So you probably have done something, maybe close this, and you didn't save the work, nothing is saved and all of that. Again, before you continue, grab the file in the link, grab the file we used in the description below. I think the video to how we got to this place will be pinned at the top left, top right now. So you might want to go there first, then you come back to this particular video. So for those who know how, or probably already saved it somehow, I want to simulate what you have done. Okay, I will want to simulate what you have done. So I'll just do close and apply, as if everything is okay. I'll just do close and apply, because that's what you probably have done. Alright, just wait for it. Whenever you close and apply, just be patient. It will apply the changes itself, because you did what you clicked on, close and apply. So just have to wait. Yours might be faster, yours might be slower. Just be patient. Let's just wait for it. Okay, so once it's loaded, we will be seeing all the files on the right, and you can see we already have a preloading UI. It's already showing like, okay, something's going to happen, Yes, there's an error in this particular file. Okay, no problem at all. Let it just do its thing. I'm not going to touch it. Okay, touching it, just let it finish its thing. Now, one quick way in this case, one quick way to quickly dismiss this error is just to close it. Okay, you might have to deal with it later. Another way is click on view errors. Let me show you. Let me just do it that way. Click on view errors. It loads back to Power Query. Okay. Alright, just wait for it. So we can see the error already. Okay, we can see the error, and I can deal with it directly now, or I can just click on close and apply again. So when I click on close and apply again, I'll just wait for it, and then it's gone. Does that mean the error is gone? We'll find out together. Okay, now you can see that if we had not renamed customer data to customer, that's what we'll probably be seeing there. And products to products data, product data to products. You see that these ones, the way we brought the files in, are what they retained as the names, right? So, and that's what we have. If you expand, like I said, you see the columns in that particular file or in that particular table, because now we refer to them as table, not sheet. You can see for customer, you can see the same thing we've had. So source name is due to the combination that happened, we have state, region, segment, customer ID, customer name, HCT alphabetically sorted. And we have the sales, ship mode, all of those things are there. All of those things are there. So this is a good time to go back to our table view and see what it looks like on the table view. So we go back to table view and we click on any of the tables. So 2023 table, you can see our data is loaded. Customer table, you can see our data. Product table, we can see our data. Sales to 2022, we can also see our data. And in this view, of course, a lot has happened already. Somehow it has connected a table for us, and we'll still do that ourselves properly, and we'll explain why and what all of these guys are and what they are doing right here. Okay, let's go back to the view. Now we need to go back to Power Query, because we want to combine this and this as one single data and use that particular one. Okay, so how do we get into Power Query? We get into Power Query from any of those views. Most times we get into Power Query from any of this view. See transform data. If we go back to table view, transform data, this is like, that's the constant. And of course that, we have contextual ribbons as well. You can see the table based on what I've selected. We have this. If I click on a particular column, we have another one that also appears. So let's go back and enter inside Power Query again. So when we jump in Power Query again, click on Transform Data, and the window loads. So let's just wait for it. Alright, back we go. So we'll open this. Let's open this. Okay, so this has been adjusted. And now, let's quickly deal with the error before we move on to other things. Okay, let's deal with the error once and for all, and then we'll come back to other basic things. Now, if we take a look at this place, we can go back to the error, and it's coming from the sales to 2022 file. So if we click on sales to 2022, we can't really tell like where the error is coming from. We have quite a number of data. So if we go to error in sales, so it's showing us that, okay, the row is probably the last one and showing error in this particular column. Now, this is why it's important to know your data. So I'll show you what actually went wrong. Let's take a look quickly and jump into the Excel file so that we can see what is actually wrong. So take this out. Let's see if we can check it from here. Table view, 2022 sales. Click on this, scroll the way down, and from what we can see, it's just a blank row, right? It's just empty, nothing else is there. You can see the last one, it's just empty. It's not really showing us or giving us any detail or information. So let's jump into the Excel file. And yes, here we are in the Excel file. This is the data. So let's jump to the end of the data, and you can see what is going on there. So in this column, we have this text added here. It says this file ends here, and it's intentional. All of these things are to show you how real world data is. Someone can actually add a note like this to the data, or we can have it as more of a simulation row or a test row, different things for different reasons. But how do we actually deal with this? So this is what is causing the error or the problem. So take this out, and of course it's just showing as a blank file in Power Query. So, but how do we get to solve the problem? Let's go back into Power Query, which we already have opened. So I'll jump there, right here. Now, how do we check our data? Remember that before you get started, it is good to know your data. If you're meeting someone for the first time, let's say on social media, what you probably want to check is their profile. That's probably your first go-to. Why? You want to know at least the barest minimum about the person. The same way with your data, you don't know, you probably do not own the data. You're only to work with it. So it's good to know your data. So what are the quick ways to know our data and also to handle this particular error? So let's combine the two in this particular video. So that will take us quickly to one of the important ribbons up here, and it is the view ribbon, the view option, and that is where we get what we call column profile, right? The profile of a person. The same way a person has profile, data also have profile. So just a few important notes about the data. That's what we want to find out. Okay, so currently we're seeing column profile checked. We have show space. We'll just look at the important things in this particular one and we'll move on. Okay. Now, monospace is nothing serious, just a text. We have this also in WhatsApp. Yeah, we have it on WhatsApp where you can make your text monospaced by using 3 backticks. Backticks, not single quotes. Backticks is usually on the top left of your keyboard, probably below your escape button. That's where you also have your tilde sign. Okay, so they are most times together. So if you use 3 backticks, you get this. That's what we want to see. So let's look at column distribution. Now this easily tells us what is going on in our data, what we have in our data. Now this says 4 distinct, 0 unique. This is 793 distinct, 793 unique. So if it's completely unique and it is not empty, that's what it tells us. 793 records and 793 unique. Nothing is empty. So that means in this case, we can say this might be a primary key, or it's something that can act as a primary key. For sure, we cannot say this is a primary key, but it can act as a primary key. The same thing with this guy, the names, 793, 793. So this gives you an insight, quick insight into your data. Now remember this, probably for us to do this in SQL, we'll probably write a query such as select distinct segment from customer, so that we can know it's just 3. But we get it right here, see it right away. The same thing, we have age, 53 unique ages, 53 distinct and 0 unique. That means, of course, one person has of this different people have the same age, right? So that's why I'm saying it is not unique. There's no person that is maybe 21 and there's no other customer that is not 21. Think about that for a second. Just, yeah, think about it. So this one says 1 distinct, 0 unique. That means all the country is the United States. Excuse me. So the country is the United States, just one country. Then we have 252 cities. And of course, it's the same thing we'll get if you write a query such as select distinct state from customer. Okay, now this data has been combined, so it has all the regions. So if you go back to SQL and write this query using the same data set, you will get the same answer. Okay. Now next we have 41 states, which is the same thing, postal codes, and we have 4 regions. Okay. So this is one thing that we can use the column distribution to know about our data. All right. So the more we have them, you see, it has this what's it called there, the bars. So we get a quick visualization of our data. So let's look at column quality before we look at column profile. So column quality easily tells us if there's a problem within our data. Okay. Of course, because we have isolated the error. Okay, not this. Let's go to sales 2022. So if you look at this, you see that it's not showing us that particular error anymore, right? Why? The error is now here, isolated, and you can see it says 100% error on this particular column. Okay. So currently on the customer table, it says 100% valid, no error, nothing is empty as well. So you can easily know the number of empty columns that you have. So none is empty. If we scroll all the way, 100, 00, 100, 00, all the way to the end. So that means our customer table, so far, as it were, is good, is okay. So finally, let's uncheck that and look at the last one, which is the column profile itself, and gives us a good insight to what we have. And this is based on a column selection. What does that mean? If I click on the source name, the column profile here changes. Okay, let me drag that down a bit. You can see it has changed. So we're having customer, the source name now, 793, see, no empty, 4 distinct, no error. The first one will be the minimum, the maximum will be the last one. If I click on customer ID as well, you can see it changes. All the bars are the same because they are just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Errors, empty, min, max, all of those things are there. The name as well. You can see segment. So easily we can tell that we have more consumer segments than corporate segments. We have more corporate segment than home office segment. You can see we have not even jumped into the analysis at all. We can tell a few things about our data. If you look at the age as well, you can see this is the total number of people. 23% of our customers are 69 years old. The same thing, 22% are 31 years old, all the way down to the last old. I said the last old, and this is sorted based on the number of customers, not based on the age. Okay, so C18 right here, 16% of our customers are 18 years old. So let's go to the country. It's just one bar, of course, because it's just one country. Then we have city. So we have cities, you can see. So that means most of our customers are from the New York. You can see that we have not jumped into the analysis, and you can see how powerful we're getting insights just by knowing our data. We've not done anything serious. So you can see the error and all of that. Anything you need to see, you see it right here. So the same way, you click on states, the same thing you change, postal code, region. So with that, you can easily look into your data, find if there are errors to deal with and all of that. So having explored this, let's go back and deal with this error. Okay. So in this case, what do? I want to delete it because we already found out what the problem is. So let's go back to home and say remove. Now do remove error. Alright, so error has been removed. Okay, I'm supposed to do that directly on this column. But of course, the error is not meant to trouble us again. And we can check, do we have errors? Let's check view, column quality. So we do not have any error right here. Okay, so we do not have any particular error right here. And yes, this data is now okay. So what do we do with this data? We want to combine it. We want to combine this with this. Okay, we want to combine this with this and then go back into our view. That means our Power BI. We want to leave Power Query, see what it looks like, and then move on. Then we'll now start exploring what are these things, what are these options that we have here as well. So just like customer data, remember this customer data is 4 different files combined by Power BI for us. But this one we want to do it ourselves so that we can also have the idea of how Power BI does or did the combination. Alright. So to do this, let's stay on the home and towards the extreme right. Pay attention, home, extreme right. If you're not seeing it directly, you should use this arrow. There's an arrow here. If I click it, then it shows the rest of the option. That means I can move and scroll this way and go back this way. So at the extreme end here, I'll see combine. And I have the merge query options and I also have the append query options. Merge query is something you consider in SQL as joins. It's simply joins. That's what merge query does. So in this particular one, we'll not be exploring it. We'll be exploring why? Because we have the flexibility of creating relationships, which is way better than using joins. Okay, and it's simple and straightforward. So we'll exclude merge queries in this particular one. Probably in the future video detailed ones, we'll explore more of all the options that we have in Power Query. But currently we want to explore the append option. And from the word append, apply to the end. Don't worry, I don't know if that's the breakdown of the word append, but take it from me that way. So apply to the end. So that means add it to the bottom, add more. It's just like I'm maintaining it, the same structure, you're just adding more. And of course, remember our customer data we have from south, west, east, and central. So we want to append, we want to combine them into a single one, right? And that was what Power BI did for us. And it also shows us the source of those files. What if it doesn't show us? We'll explore that and how we can handle it in the next video. So let's come back to this particular one. And to combine this one, like I said, whichever one you imported for does not matter. Just make sure you click on any of the data. So currently, this is what we have. We have other line. We have the other line. If you look at this, okay, we're on 2023. All right. So click on 2022 first. Let's collapse this. So let's click on 2022. Make sure you click on 2022 first. And then we'll go to append. Now we have 2 options under append. Append queries and append as new. When you do append query, that means it will combine the next one inside this one. So we do not retain this original file again. But if we use append as new, we'll retain this and any other file we want to combine. We'll retain them in the old version and it will create, as it were, a new file entirely for the new version. Okay. So how do we get that done? We'll click on append queries as new. And do not forget what I just said, because it has to do something similar like that with transform and add column, which we'll explore in probably next couple of videos or the next one. So we have append queries, and we'll click on append as new. So click on append as new, and then we'll have a dialog box pop up. It's another window anyway. Since we're not connecting with more than one or two tables, if we have more than two, we click on 3 or more tables. But in this case, it's just what? 2 tables. So the first one selected is 2022. If you didn't click on this initially, you can change it now in this particular place. So click on this first, so that the other one is appended to the bottom of it. So second table is what? Our 2023 sales. So I'll come here and select 2023. So 2022 at the top, 2023 next, and I'll click on OK. And boom, we now see append 1, and the other line is starting from 1, right? And it runs all the way to 9,994. So it has combined it for us. Of course, we don't want to see it as append 1, but let's just close and apply first. How do we go? We'll go back to this side. Don't forget that there's an arrow here, there's an arrow here. So we'll go back, click on close and apply. Let's see what it looks like first. Just wait. Okay, even though I'm on the table view, I will still wait there until the changes are being applied. You can see that the error is somewhat still bugging us. Okay, for the append 1. So click on view errors. Just wait for that to load up. And you can see it's still the same error that is coming from this particular place. So the best thing is we should have dealt with it in this particular data. But for now, since it has been isolated again, you see the first time it was isolated, the second time it is isolated. So we're good to go. Let me collapse this as well. Just click on append and click on close and apply. We didn't do anything, just go back to Power Query, click on view errors, it takes you back to Power Query, and then you click on close and apply. That's all. Doing anything. And you see, boom, everything is fine now. So if I click on append 1, I'm now seeing it properly. Okay, so I'm now seeing all the data in there. So all my data is now in there. Okay, now of course I don't want this name. I can go back inside Power Query and rename it, or I can just do that directly from here as well. So I'll call this sales, and this can be done from any of the view. So it's loading and it's done. All right, it's refreshing for us. So let's see what that changes to. It's now showing as sales. If I go to my report view, it's still sales. If I want to rename it, I just have to double click it as well from here, and then what I type, you see, just that way. So I'll escape. I don't want to change it. Oops. Alright, so it has escaped. It came back again. Let's take it out. So you can also rename your table from here. Alright. One final thing before we bring this video to a wrap. We probably do not want this again, and we do not want this. Since we have combined this and this, we just want it in this one. Right, this is the only one we want to work with. So this is not meant to get into our model view, into our model at all. We don't want it to get into this place at all. Because now we're having too many unnecessary tables, right? We're having too many unnecessary tables. So how do we do that? Let's go back into Power Query. Click on transform data. It's something very powerful that you should know, so that you don't get too many messy tables. Because before you know it, you start picking from the same column, start doing things, and everything just gets messy. Okay, so click up this, close this. All right, so the trick is simple. All we have to do is right click on sales, the ones we don't want to load in, or we don't want it to appear in our model view. In our model, keep it that way. In our model, we just click on enable load. You see, just uncheck it, and it says, oh, dismissing or disabling load will remove the table from the report and any visual that uses that column will be broken. So this is something you have to do in advance. If you don't, you might need to maybe do your carrier visualization again. So I'll click on continue. But yes, I don't want it to load. And you can see now that it is now italicized. See, it is now what? Italicized. Unlike this is now, look at this, 2023 is not italicized yet. So let's do the same thing. I'll right click on this, uncheck enable to load. This pops up, I say continue, and pay attention. This one now, this is italicized. Look at it, it's now in italics. So that means it is no longer going to load in our model view. Okay, so let's click close and apply to confirm that. So these two should now disappear from here. This and this should disappear. So let's just wait for the query to apply itself. Applying, open, thank you, and just like that, those are now gone, and it's nice. So we have a cleaner version of what to work with. Okay, so go to table view, just the three. Nice, all good. Let's go to our model view. So we have this, and of course our lines and all of that have now disappeared. So I'll just do this quickly. Let's just do something like this. Let's arrange this. And just arrange it this like this. Yeah, so it looks cool this way. You know what I mean. Alright, so something like this is not bad. So bring this up since it's not really showing. Okay, so yes, we have now been able to load in our data completely. Is that the end? No, there are probably some columns that we will not need to work with in our data. Because whenever you connect to data, it is a senior and professional thing. Yeah, when I say senior, beginners will not really care about it. But as a data professional, as a pro that you are, you have to take note of all of this. And yes, for those 8 tips and all of that, I'll meet you or you'll meet me. We'll meet each other again. We'll see each other in the next video. So this is where we'll stop for this particular one. Do what to turn on your notifications, subscribe if you're getting value, if you're learning something, give a like or like the video, give a thumbs up. I mean, the view is meant to be equivalent with the likes. So it's not going to cost you anything. Just like the video and share with people. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.